Joyce mentioned, not to toot my own horn earlier, what role do you all think, and perhaps Joyce, you could answer this one, the tall poppy syndrome plays as an additional overlay to misogyny? Do you see it preventing women from putting themselves forward? Sorry, to put you on the spot, Joyce.
Yeah, I've been working on my language and trying to use less of those phrases, so it's good to be caught out. I think definitely tall poppy syndrome, it feels like a very Australian phenomenon that disproportionately affects women and disproportionately affects any other sort of intersection that you add on top of that. And that's certainly true in my experience. I think what's interesting is growing up, I obviously come from an Asian or Chinese background. And so with the tall poppy syndrome that we have in Australia, with being a woman and being taught how to be polite and not too angry, with all of that as well, there's that cultural element for myself, and that obviously a lot of Australians share in different ways, is also sort of like, you know, you respect your elders, which I think is a really nice thing. But sometimes it can, the flip side of that is that it can be that you're not taught to speak up. And so I think, interestingly, in my work as a junior doctor, I think really just sort of being like, well, I don't really have much to add because there are all these amazing seniors who have a lot of experience. But then moving into my role in consent labs, really kind of driving that strategy and driving that advocacy as well in an area that I'm very passionate about. I think I've had to learn to be like, well, no, my voice is important. Young people's voices are important. We of course have to listen to everybody else around us, but we do have something to add. And so I think it's very, very relevant and something that I'm personally working on and also trying to relay to others.
Yeah, good on you. I think we can all relate to that using that kind of language, because that's what we do to tone things down and make ourselves palatable.